Hi, I'm Dani Gasparini, and welcome to this segment of Penn Voice. I am joined today by Jill Asher, who is the co-founder of the Magical Bridge Foundation, and my good friend Chris Beth, who is the director of Redwood City Parks, Recreation, and Community Services. They couldn't make your title longer.
Thank you.
Jill, thanks so much for joining us. You have some really exciting news to bring to Redwood City and San Mateo County with regard to the Magical Bridge Foundation. Tell us a little about the organization and then our exciting news.
So Magical Bridge Foundation is the founding group of Palo Alto's Magical Bridge Playground, which opened to the public in 2015. And it's a new kind of playground. We call it a new community playground for everyone. So regardless of your ability, disability, size, or age, you have a place to play in Palo Alto. And the foundation decided to bring Magical Bridge to 3 other Bay Area locations. And in September, we announced that we are bringing one to Redwood City. So we're going to be opening Magical Bridge Playground in Redwood City, hopefully in early 2018 in Red Morton Park.
So Chris, that's a great opportunity for Redwood City. Mm-hmm. So just tell us a little bit about, we would assume that all of our playgrounds were accessible to all, but tell us a little bit about that, what the reality of that is, and then what Magical Bridge will actually be and mean to the city of Redwood City.
So there are strict ADA standards, that's Americans with Disabilities Act, and when we put together and plan for a playground, we have to meet all of those specifications, right? And so we've been doing that. That's what most cities and parks and recreation departments do. If it's the surfacing where it's the engineered tan bark because a wheelchair can roll over it, it's actually quite difficult to do that, we've found. Or if it's platforms, then a person in a wheelchair could get to a play piece but couldn't actually be on the play piece.
So we just always think about just the ramping to get to the playground.
Yes.
Okay, that's great, it's there, but then what?
Yeah, that's right.
There.
And so we were really targeting and unaware of other potential needs as well. So not only getting people with disabilities onto a play surface, but the play apparatus, and also what about those who have cognitive disabilities, especially with autism. So when we were asked to partner with Magical Bridge, if we were interested, we said absolutely yes, because we were made aware through our visit to Palo Alto's Magical Bridge and meeting Jill and Alenka, who are the co-founders of Magical Bridge, about those other needs that we really didn't consider, and we should have. And so this is the opportunity to really embrace the fact that we would have a playground for everybody.
Right.
Yeah.
And Jill, in a previous segment, you were talking about that most communities, 20% of most communities, do have some sort of, and I hate to use the word disability because it's not really that, it's just there are differences, either sight, visual, hearing, physical, and that brings challenges even to access and play on a playground.
So over the 8 years when we were just brainstorming what were we going to do with Magical Bridge, we worked with inclusion experts in every group. So we met with inclusion experts who were from the autism community and the visually and hearing impaired community and the physically disabled, and we learned that their needs, their play needs, are very different than your typical children or your typical adults. And so we wanted to make a playground and build a playground that met the needs of everyone in the community. And it is 20%, and it's a growing number. So a huge subset of our population is just completely left out of play. And so over the 8 years we learned, we call it mindful design, designing for everyone, and making it welcome. So a typical child or a typical adult will come and play at Magical Bridge, or someone with some differences will be able to enjoy it enjoy real, true, fun, innovative, creative play for the first time.
So where will the Redwood City site be?
Yeah, so it was interesting that for the last couple of years we've been accumulating money to address the renovation of the Red Morton playground. This is the largest playground in Red Morton Park, and it's on the Balota side of the park. And it was right at the time we were about to launch into design work, then we were made aware of Magical Bridge. So we have $1.5 million allocated for this playground, but for a Magical Bridge playground, because of the special equipment that's needed and the surfacing and so forth, we're expecting this is going to cost about $3.3 million or so. And that's the gap that we had to consider when we did this. but with the partner that we have in Jill and the partnership with the Lanka and Magical Bridge team, they are going to be helping to raise the other amount. So we're in partnership to fill that gap.
So talk about that. You come with not only the concept and what your dream and the architecture and what you know from an expert standpoint the equipment needs to look like and be physically, but you also come with a team of volunteers to help raise the money for the community and through the community.
Right. So the Magical Bridge Playground in Redwood City will cost $3.3 million to build. We are $700,000 away from being fully funded.
There could be a viewer out there that just contacts you right after they see this program and say, done.
Yes. And
wouldn't that be awesome?
It would be. And there's many companies that are stepping up now, sponsoring zones, family foundations that are sponsoring zones as well. And then individuals, we're selling tiles that start at $300. Some community groups, like kids, are doing lemonade stands and giving us bags of pennies, which we bring over to the bank. So we know that this is an important asset for the community, and it's something that's going to be loved and cherished by everyone in Redwood City and beyond. People will be visiting Redwood City to come and experience Magical Bridge. So
yeah, literally, who wouldn't want to have their handprint, right, on this by giving and donating to such an important community asset? Yes. There isn't anyone, I think, in any community that couldn't be touched by this. By this playground.
Right, and I encourage anyone, come and visit Magical Bridge in Palo Alto. I mean, really, you will experience emotions you haven't felt maybe since you were a little kid, but it is magical and it is a wonderful community asset.
I did, and for me, it was eye-opening. It happened to be a mom that was in a wheelchair, and it never dawned on me that she could never push her child in a swing. And she could. It's that powerful, because we take it for granted that we just go and play with our kids on a playground.
But it is also beautifully designed.
It's so fun.
A typical child, right, will play at Magical Bridge. Seniors come and play at Magical Bridge. We have groups of seniors that are regressing with Alzheimer's, and they like to swing and they like to sway. And so they are also very welcome and very encouraged to come and play.
So we need to encourage folks to fill this gap. And obviously you have lots of recognition, opportunities. There's lots of different ways that people are giving, from, like you said, lemonade stands, to overtime pledging, to doing a family event. I mean, lots of different ways. So what can we do to help you spread this word that we need to come together and completely fund this Magical Bridge so you can get going?
Yeah. So I want to recognize a lot of our downtown and citywide businesses that are stepping up to the plate, which is really great, and family foundations that are doing that. But I think in addition to that, getting more of the community members who just want to donate for tiles and getting their name on it, or any amount, is going to be making a big difference for us. I think, Jill, you mentioned the other day we have about 20,000. How much has been given by individuals to this point right now?
Yeah, so over 50,000.
Over 50,000. So that happens quick and change in 2 weeks.
Just through our website, people are making $5 donations, $100 donations, $1,000 donations. But since we opened the site up in late September, we've raised over 50,000. Also, companies are doing employee matching, and those donations are just starting to come in. And then, again, family foundations and companies. There's a lot of high-tech companies in Redwood City that should have their name on our zones. So
Jill's been doing an amazing job with the Lanky and the team for taking business employees on tours down to Palo Alto. So that's another partnership we've been doing. We've been driving and assisting, taking those who are interested down to Palo Alto to check it out, and then they get inspired.
Well, Jill and Chris, we are out of time, but I know that once we air this, we've got everybody thinking about their giving and how they want to be a part of this. It's an important part of Redwood City, I know, and to bring it to San Mateo County, because as you know, there are people that outside of Palo Alto come to visit, so there'll be certainly folks outside of Redwood City coming to visit Magical Bridge. So thanks for bringing this conversation to us on Penn Voice, and we'll see all of you at the Redwood City Magical Bridge Play Park very soon.